So if anyone happens to remember, back in the day, Toyota had a bit of an issue with what was called unintended acceleration, which at the time we had likened to Audi in the 1980s. Was it the Audi 8000?
5,000?
Wow, 5,000 something. I don't know.
One of them.
But yeah, unintended acceleration, and people were saying the car just took off and the car wouldn't stop, and I had my foot squarely on the brake, but the car kept accelerating. And time and time and time again, every one of these were investigated, and for the most part, it came down to what is known in the business as pedal misapplication. The politically correct term for mashing the gas. Yeah, when you hit the gas, when you are supposed to be on the brakes, or you think your foot's on the brake, but your foot's on the gas. Okay, so we said a long time ago, we're like, okay, so these cars are coming out with front sensors, and if the car detects that they're within 15 feet of something and you mash the gas, the car should just not go. And Toyota has taken that idea and implemented it using pure software. No additional hardware was necessary. And they even took it one step further. And I no real explanation in this article from in Daily Kanban. It was written by Bertel Schmidt. No real explanation as to how they implement it, but apparently one of the things they're doing is, even if you're in a parking lot, even if there's nothing in front of you and you mash the accelerator, the car will override you and say that's a really bad idea. And apparently they say that they have, they've kind of cracked that and reduced accidents in parking lots by 70%, according to Tokyo headquarters, Sergio Kuzumaki. He's a fellow in Toyota's advanced engineering arm. So, and then something like the remaining 30% is what they want to take care of next. Now, what I think is funny here in the article is that he says the technology will be first rolled out where it is needed urgently, namely at home in Japan. The number of traffic accidents in the age group 65 and older continues to grow.
Yeah.
So first Japan, then Florida, and then maybe Arizona.
California.
Yeah.
I was a victim of that. I was my condo building on the other side of the fence is like a theater or something, and some 80-year-old lady mashed the gas on her Mercedes and came barreling through the fence and hit my car on our property. And she said, I thought I was hitting the brake, but I must have hit the gas. And it was a brand new Mercedes. The car only had 30 miles on it. And
that's usually where it happens with a new car.
Yeah, she felt like a complete loser, and too bad the car didn't have the smarts to say, hey, why are you going from a stop to full on when there's a fence in front of you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in a similar wreck. This 80-year-old woman T-boned us, and then kept romping on the gas, broke loose from us, spun around, did a 180, and then crashed into the front of the house on the corner.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. The funny thing was I was telling this story, and then someone else goes, no, I was sitting on the couch in this house when I saw these headlights coming at me. So I met the person that owned the house.
Wow. So I've got a story that ends a lot better than this. So Tesla has changed something in their programming. Our cars have sensors and they have electronic throttles. And
if you're 80, it doesn't let you drive.
So several times the cars thought it was trying to run over the guard at the facility I used to work at, and it wouldn't completely kill the pedal, but it would deaden it significantly. So that like a 70% application would get you like 2 miles an hour, and I don't use creep, so it's not a misapplication of the pedal in that case. But I think that the software doesn't care. So it's like there's a dude there, you're trying to run him over. Hey jackass, let go. And I guess if I push my foot further, or he got out of the way. Usually he got out of the way. But I guess if I push my foot further, then it might be like, oh, well, you've had your foot down there for a second. You must know what you're doing. but it gives you plenty of time to realize, oh, this isn't the brake.
Yeah, nice.
This is great. Yeah, I like
Skinny
it.
one.
These cars are getting smarter. We're getting safer applications. This is all good stuff. Kudos Toyota and Tesla for these advancements.
But number 6.
And
Number
and it
6.
says that it says the technology has been cleared by the NHTSA for implementation into production vehicles. So we might start.
The change was. Sorry to
The
interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I wonder if that's when the change happened. Like maybe whenever it got approved is when they turned it on, and that's when I noticed it.
Oh, that would make
What do you
sense.
You were saying that the NHTSA approved the feature, and I wonder if when it got approved is when Tesla put it in an update, and that's when I started feeling it.
I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. But hopefully we'll start seeing this rolled out within the next few years.
Yeah, because we need it. I mean, even you don't have to be an 80-year-old person. I mean, as a young person, we've seen like the dude at the gym and the lady at the hairdresser with the performance model, whatever's the X and the S.
Right, the guy from Aladdin who crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell did a story covering unintended acceleration and how how you actually end up stepping on the wrong pedal and thinking you're on the brake, and so you press even harder on the accelerator, and the whole psychology behind it. And it was really enlightening how easy that mistake can happen, and how people are just convinced, even though they're they had a call where this person had called 911. They're in this car, it's out of control. The 911 operator didn't know what to tell them, and then they went through an intersection and died. And so if they knew at the time and they said, okay, take both your feet off the pedals, now take your left foot, the one you don't normally use, and put that on the brake, just because it breaks you out of that mindset of what you where you think that your foot is just going automatically. And they were talking about even how professional athletes can make this mistake, people who are very precise with their bodies, and it can happen to anybody.
Yep.
So be aware.
One thing I noticed that helped me out with it a lot is I don't drive with a shoe on the right foot. So I can instantly feel if it's on the big pedal or the skinny pedal because it's just me in a sock.
That's against the law in many states.
It is against the law in many states, but I do have a shoe on the other foot, so what are they going to say?
I'm not sure.
Give you half that ticket.
Half a ticket. Yeah, there it is. Yes.